What's going on, guys? I'm just going to show you how to do this AFK macro farm on the moon. Basically, I've done it for quite a while now, for a few seasons now, and I've figured out how to do it from about 6 hours plus. So I'll give you the rundown basically of what you normally need, but it'll be basically more of an in-depth of how to stop it from bugging out. So basically you need Ashen Wakes, Solar subclass. You need the Roaring Flames aspect. This aspect, I would just put it on, and these three. I'm not actually sure if these do anything for this AFK build, but I've had success with this active, so I just leave it on. Fusion Grenade, and that's it for that. Sunshot makes it a bit easier, and then an Eager Edge Sword makes it a bit easier to run around. But on your Ashen Wakes, you need to have 2 Kickstarter grenades on a stasis armor. And that's pretty much it. You don't need anything else other than 100 discipline. If you can try and get 100 discipline, that's great. If you can get about 80, that'll suffice. And yeah. So you want to come this way. And basically, if you have a keyboard that has like a macro program, you can use that, or there's a program that I'll show you can use. If you don't have a macro program, it's pretty easy. But basically, I've been doing this farm for like a few seasons now, and it currently, I think this time around, it's kind of been a bit difficult to do. It's like stopped every so often because for some reason one of the ads don't spawn, or the placement of the grenade is a little bit off. So I'll show you like what happened to me, all the different things that happened. But basically, when you get into this area, you want to kill all the enemies. I've had the most success having long runs if you kill all these enemies. I'm not sure if it makes it a bit less laggy or makes the ads spawn more, but I've had like 6-hour sessions where you just non-stop AFK if you kill all these enemies. Make sure you kill these guys down here as well. Also, on some weekly rotations, there's a little hive guy here, and it starts like a little mini event. You just got to kill him and then kill all the ads coming out of these doors, and it'll spawn a chest, and then you'll just have no ads in here, so we can start the AFK farm. So basically, where you want to stand, so obviously this is the line where if you walk past, the enemies will spawn here. So you want to stand in between this white texture here, kind of a little bit back here, and where you want to be aiming is pretty much where this little edge is, kind of above this, and the goal is to be pretty much hitting the grenade on their toes. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I stand here, so basically we want to aim here, kill the first wave of enemies, throw your first grenade normally, and then get ready to press the macro when it says 16, like that. So you want to basically adjust your cursor. So pretty much right here is perfect. So you want the grenade to be hitting their toes, and all the body parts and bits to be flying backwards. Because there's a lot of problems if you don't. There's a lot of problems if the body parts are flying forwards. You can have the grenade hit the parts, and the enemies don't get hit by the grenade doesn't hit all the enemies, and you don't get all the energy back. So pretty much that's how you set it up perfectly. Make sure you're aiming around here and hitting their toes, and that'll end up going for 6 hours plus. So the other setups you got to do, I recommend putting on like a recording. If you have the Xbox game app, you can record that, or if you've got the GeForce experience, you just start recording, because then if anything happens, then you can actually go back and see what happened, what went wrong, and see if you can actually work on fixing it. But I'll show you in the video of some things that happened to me. So here's the website for the free macro program. I'll post the link in the description. But you click this button here. Sometimes if it doesn't work, you just right click and hit open link a new tab, and that downloads it. Then you install that. I've already installed it, so just go through the install process, and basically you'll get this. So you get this. So I've already set up an AFK macro, so I'll just show you what it looks like. But basically, if you want to set up a new one, you basically need these exact times, or else it won't work. It's basically 4.4 seconds between each grenade throw, but you also want to be pressing W and S like backwards and forwards, so you don't get kicked for AFK. So I'll basically copy these exact times, but I'll quickly show you how to do it a little bit quicker. So if you just go create new, and then hit start recording, so you press your grenade button, WS grenade, and then hit stop recording, and then change all these delay values. You just have to click. I'm pretty sure you can't type in here. It's not too bad, but also click repeat until stopped, and then change the bind key, which is the start. This is pretty much how you start the macro in game. So change that to whatever you want, and change all these delay values, and add in a delay value at the end here as well. So you delete this one and insert delay value at the end, which will be 4.4 seconds. Oh, not 44 seconds. I want 4.4 seconds in seconds. I'm not sure how they actually set that up, but yeah, you'd add delay in there, and you can just click up on the arrow. So I'll show you this one. If I cancel this, edit mine. So yeah, pretty much set it to exactly like this, and you should be good to go. So when you're actually in game, I'll just show you. So I would have your macro gamer set. You can have it on your screen actually. A second. Yeah, so you have it on the screen. You click run, and that actually runs that. It turns the macro on. It just basically gets it ready. It's not actually running yet. And then you press your bind key. So basically, you get in your spot. You shoot the enemies. Yeah, and when you're ready, when you actually want to start the macro, you press the bind key you set, and you should be good. Which is mine's F7. Kill the enemies quickly so I can time it properly. F7. There we go. But yeah, just make sure if we want to stop the macro, you just hit stop on the program. You can't press F7 again. Also, another thing to note, what I would do is change your video settings to windowed, and then change it all the way down to the lowest quality, because basically if it's going to be running for 6 hours, you don't want your PC to be running it at max performance. So I'd change it to 60 FPS is fine. I've had the best success with 60 FPS. And then if you really want to go that far, you can change your resolution down to like 75, but it makes it a bit hard to see if you go any below 75 where your cursor is going to be. But yeah, it really depends on your PC if you don't want to have it overheat. But basically, yeah, I'd change your video settings to make sure it's gonna be running nice and cool for that long amount of time. So I'll just show you some scenarios of what can happen if something goes wrong. So basically here, what happened is my cursor was too high and the grenade went over the ad. Sometimes the ads spawn, they kind of duck down, so the grenade just goes straight over him. As you can see in a few seconds or so. Yeah, straight over him. and it didn't actually hit all the enemies with the grenades, so you didn't get all the charge back. So that's one scenario that can happen. So here's another scenario that can happen. See how my cursor's like slightly bit too low? So basically, the grenade doesn't hit all the enemies again, and you don't get all the grenade charge back. So if you watch the grenade here, and watch the enemies, I think it's coming up in a second. No, where is it? Here it is here. So, yeah, you can see that knight there. This knight right here didn't get caught on fire, which means the grenade didn't actually hit him, so the charge doesn't actually account for him. So basically hitting his toe is, like the enemy's toes, is pretty much crucial, or else it will stop in like half an hour or so when that random group of ads spawns, and yeah. Here's another scenario where I was in a different spot and all these body parts will fly towards me. I didn't think it was a problem at the start, but if you have a look here, the body part flies and the grenade hits it midair. So it's just blocking the grenade at that point, and the enemies will run away and the AFK stops. So yeah, that's the problem if the body parts are flying towards you. That can happen. Last thing is basically any other stuff that can happen like after 6 hours. Sometimes the game servers will just stop spawning the ads for like a second or so, and that can stop the AFK farm. And then other than that, pretty much, yeah, getting disconnected, stuff like that you can't really control. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything like that, just yeah, make a comment, and I'll be try and help you as much as I can. But pretty much this is like the best way I've found in 6+ hours or so doing AFK farming. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.